Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Hans, and today I'm going to talk to you about type 2 diabetes and also how like the body develops insulin resistance. And I'm not going to go into like very much technical details. I will just illustrate it to you like in a layman terms so that it's very easy for you to understand how someone can become like insulin resistant and develop type 2 diabetes. So to start with, I will just make a simple drawing, and with that, it will be fairly easy for you to understand how the body become insulin resistant. So I'll make a drawing like this. I'll show it to you in a moment. So this just consider this is your muscle. Like this is your muscle, and this is where whatever you eat needs to go inside. And what goes inside is actually glucose, and the glucose is carried into these muscles by a hormone called insulin. And insulin, so it is released when you digest food, and the food is broken down into glucose. Then the body signals the digestive system to release insulin so that whatever glucose is in the bloodstream is transported into your muscles. And then when the glucose is transported into the muscles grow, they get healthy, and they can do their function. However, if someone already has some fat around the muscles, I will draw the fat as some small bubbles, like small circles. So like this. I'll just show it to you in a moment. So these small circles, small bubbles, they are fat. So these fat, what they do, they they are actually acting like a barrier between the muscle and the glucose. And the glucose, I will just illustrate it as some asterisks. So this is the glucose, and the glucose needs to go to these muscles, but they have to cross these barriers, this fat. And the insulin, I will illustrate it like it's like like something which is engulfing something, like so this is the insulin. These are the insulin, and as you can see, I have illustrated like it has a mouth, and it is going to catch that glucose molecule, and it is going to move towards close to the muscles. So when it catches the insulin, the glucose, so it moves around here. So it moves close to the muscles. And for this illustration, this is in the case of someone who is not big, who is not too fat, but like has got a little bit of fat around the muscles, around the midsection, and still the body, the insulin, is able to make its way towards the muscle, but it will take it some time because it still has to go through the, like, to pass through these barriers, but like there is not too much of fat, so it will still take some time to shuttle this glucose into the muscles. And if someone was very lean, so there would be almost no fat around, so it will be very easy for the insulin to transport the glucose into the muscles, and all the glucose that is in the bloodstream would be cleared, so the body would not have to secrete more insulin to transfer those glucose into the muscles. And now when the person gets like more and more fat, so there will be like more fat accumulated around the muscles. So I'm just putting more fat cells around the muscles. So it will be looking like this. So now you see there is more and more fat cells around the muscles. So now the muscle is really suffocating. And for this insulin to transfer this glucose into the muscles is almost impossible. So what happens then in this case, the person's muscles get smaller and smaller because it is not getting nourished, and the person, it will be accumulating more and more fat. So that person will get bigger and bigger with fat because fat occupies lots of space in the human body. So the person will get fatter and fatter and will eventually like develop type 2 diabetes, because what happens when this situation arises is that whatever food you eat, uh, there will be lots of glucose that will be accumulating in the bloodstream. So I will just show it to you. More and more glucose. So there are now more and more glucose accumulating. So you see the glucose amount has increased. And since there are more and more glucose accumulating, the body will secrete more and more insulin. That is the condition which is called insulin resistant. So more and more insulin are being released. So the amount of insulin molecule has increased, and although those insulin will try to pick up the glucose molecule and try to transfer it to the muscle, it will be almost impossible. Almost impossible because there is a big barrier of fat. So this person, this kind of person that has that kind of condition with lots of fat around the muscles and lots of glucose in the blood sugar and lots of insulin that is being released, that person, all no matter how much he eats, he will still feel hungry. He will feel hungry all the time because the muscles are starving. The muscles are starving. So when the muscles are starving, the body has the signal that you need to eat to to attain satiation. But because of the condition of this person, because he has got so much fat, he will not feel full really. So he will keep eating and he will keep accumulating those fat around. Because with time, what happened, these insulin and these glucose molecules, since they are like roaming around in the bloodstream like for longer time, the body is under stress. When the body is under stress, what will happen then, this becomes like an emergency for the body, and it's like a garbage that has to be get rid of. What will happen, these insulin together with the glucose will be shut into those fat cells. So when all these glucose and these insulin are shut into fat cells, so there will be more and more accumulation of fat cells around the body. So that's how you get more and more fat accumulating around, and you become like a type 2 diabetes patient. Type 2 diabetes is not like a complicated really. It's just about like your lifestyle and what are your activities, what are the type of food that you eat. So it is a reversible condition, and it is reversible with exercise and proper nutrition. Exercise, why? Because if you don't exercise, then the body, the heart rate will not rise. So if the heart rate is not raised, then there won't be enough blood circulation that will move these all this fat around to be transferred into the mitochondria to be burned as energy. And when you don't exercise and you don't raise that heart rate, the body temperature also will not be raised. So when the body temperature is raised, then these fat cells start bursting, and they can be used as fuel for the body to use as energy. And then the more you continue working out, you continue raising that heart rate, and you're increasing your body temperature. So this fat starts melting, and it is used as energy in the body, as fuel for energy in the body. And then together with that, you have to like eat properly. Like if you are really fat, then stop eating all the fast digesting carb, those simple carb like white flour, rice, potatoes. Go for sweet potatoes, taro, and cassava. These are the roots that that are like slow digesting carbs, and the glucose will be released slowly in the bloodstream, so there won't be a spike in insulin in the body. So then that will help you with the condition to reduce those fats around the muscles, and also include more protein and fat also in the diet. And good dietary fat are, the best is olive oil, like extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. Then you have coconut oil, and you can have nuts like almonds, macadamia, and also you have walnuts that you can incorporate in your diet. These are good source of energy. They are readily available for the body to burn as fuel to produce energy. And cow ghee is a good source of energy. It's a good fat. It's a digestive fat. So if you want to get started, and if you have understood the mechanism of how the body get fat, this will really help you to make a choice of choosing your nutrition and start some exercise in your routine. And this is not the only way that the body get fat. The other way that the body also will get fat is when your lymphatic system is not properly activated. The lymphatic system works like simultaneously with the vascular system, the heart, but the lymphatic system does not have a heart to pump. It has valves. So I will just give you like a short illustration. So let's say I have uh, a capillary or a vein. This is a vein, and this is the lymphatic system. The whole system is called the lymphatic system, and these little hairs, they are the valves of the lymphatic system. And these valves, they have to contract, go up and down. Like they have to beat they have to beat like this, like a cilia. You have to beat like this, so that the fluid that is in this lymphatic system, it gets drained. But when these hairs don't beat, these valves don't beat, they get lazy, and that's how you tend to accumulate those fluid, and those fluid, they are finally shut down into fat cells, and they are stored in the body like garbage. So these lymphatic system, the mucus, like the phlegm that your body produces, this is drained through the lymphatic system. So you have phlegm that is produced in the sinus, in the lungs, and everywhere in your body, and especially when you sleep, like your all your synovial fluid that does all kind of uh, cleansing during your sleep, detox. They are they move through that lymphatic system, and they are supposed to be get out of your body through your kidney, like when you go to the washroom to urinate, and when you sweat, everything goes out. But if your body is not performing to the optimal condition, then whatever the body is getting rid, like to detox your whole system, it is not being able to get out of the body. It is being stored into fat cells, and fat cells, they are not bad, because fat cells, they are like garbage cans in our body. Because if we did not have those fat cells, and our body is not in a condition to eliminate all those toxins, these toxins would be like creating havoc in our body. So those fat cells, though they don't look aesthetic, they have like they have their function, but we need to minimize the fat cells. Just consider it like, I will give you a simple explanation, like your house, your living room. If you put lots of like whatever you eat, like you just throw the package down, whatever your canned tuna, your canned peas, everything that you open, you just throw it down. With time, what will happen? Your kitchen will be accumulated with this garbage, and these garbage, they are these accumulated fluid, which are not being getting rid out of the body, by the body system. So what happened next is that what you will do, you will take garbage bag, and you will start putting those garbage in the bags. It will make some space, make some space, but with time, you will see that this is not enough. So it's the same thing that will happen in your body. So when these toxins are, like these wastes are being accumulated, and the body says, no, 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 I need to do something, because this person is not moving his body, he's not getting it rid out of the body, so I need to do something. So the body will send fat cells just to pick up those toxins, those garbage, and just shut it down in the fat cells. So this is another aspect where you will get fat when your toxins are being accumulated into the fat cells. But later on, like I will take the example of the house now. When you have put all the garbage in the garbage bag, and you still have it in the house, you can move around, but still you are not free. You still, like, you're lacking space, and this is something that if you do some effort, you just take the garbage and throw it out of the house now. Throw it out of the house, then you will see you have more space in your house. Your house is breathing, it's fresh, it's clean. It's the same thing with your body. So when these fat cells are still there, and you are not doing anything, it will remain there, and your blood flow, your muscles, everything will be suffocating, because they don't have enough space to breathe, to live, because of too much of fat cells around. So when you start exercising, you start eliminating those fat cells. So you start getting rid of the toxins. So when the fat cell will be bursting in the body, so these toxins will be released and will be eliminated through your sweating, through your urine, through your, when you go for excretion. All these waste will be eliminated, and slowly and slowly you will start getting leaner and leaner. So just do the comparison of your body with your house. So your body is the same way as your house. If you keep all the garbage in the house like that, it will create havoc, because you can walk on an open can tuna and you can cut your feet, so it will create havoc to you. But to minimize that kind of havoc, you just put them in garbage. Put them in garbage for a short time, it is good, but if the garbage bags start accumulating, then you will have lack of space in your house to move. And then ultimately you will have to do something. You will have to move around, get all the garbage bags out. Same thing with your body. All the toxins, if they were let flowing freely like that, you can die. But the body is intelligent enough to send their garbage bags, which are the fat cells, to shuttle all these toxins into the fat cells. But then with time, the body starts choking because there's not enough space. The veins, the capillaries, everything get compressed with this fat. So the body is under stress. That's how you can get high blood pressure. You can cholesterol, because of cholesterol is accumulating, and you can get heart disease, diabetes. So to get rid of this, then you will have to start your fitness routine and a proper nutrition. I hope this little bit of illustration has helped you to understand how you get fat and you get diseased, and how you can take your health in your hands and get in better shape. So I thank you very much for watching the video. Good night.